Konnichiwa, minasan. Here's Aki-chan. Welcome to the fourth part of the story 12 Reasons. No trigger warnings this time. That said, without further ado, enjoy the video.
There must be more. Everyone turned to the quiet voice. Kenma, still shaking a little bit, walked towards the circle with Akashi by his side. More of what, Kenma? None of us got a letter. So how can there be more? Look at the cards, Haikyuu. They are numbered. So, there must be more of them somewhere. Well, how will we find them? That's the right question. Guys, did you notice the red marks on those photos? This time, it was Suga, who overlooked his friend's stares, too focused on searching for clues. Nobuyuki curiously peeked over his shoulder to look for them too. You're right. There are some marks, just not that visible at first glance. That sneaky bastard. He always needs to include some types of puzzles in everything. Don't be mad, Haikyuu. That's just him. Good job, love. Whispering these lovely words to Suga, Daichi sneakily held his waist. Having him by his side was always so calming for Suga. He was the pillar that Suga could lean on in difficult times, just like now. He smiled, snuggling closer to Daichi's side, feelings of warmth and safety filling his heart. It's such a Kuroo thing to add some hidden meaning into these little, ordinary things. He does that to you too, Bokuto-san. Yeah, Lef. At every chance that he has. And instantly starts laughing at my slow brain, which cannot process his complicated thoughts. Don't be pouty, Bokuto-san. He always means well. Well, sometimes it looks like he just wants to make fun of me, Akashi. That's probably revenge for all the insane practices you forced us into. Tsuki. That's mean. Which side are you on? And don't say it didn't help you. I was giving you a gentle nudge to improve. Yeah, right. Gentle nudge. Enough bantering. Back to the marks. Can you guys tell what it's highlighting? They let the pictures circle so everyone could take a look. The first one stopped in Akashi's hands. This smudge on the wall. It looks like an owl. Are you sure that it's an owl? It resembles it quite accurately, Yaku-san. But why would he mark a smudge that looks like an owl? Daichi, standing next to Nobuyuki, who was trying to think about a connection between an owl and Kuroo, was looking at Bokuto, pondering. Something about him perfectly matched the word. Bokuto is an owl. Oi Sawamura. You're walking on thin ice. Daichi, stepping back from the charged owl, raised his arms in defense. I didn't mean it like that. It's just that you are resembling one. Besides, if I'm correct, your school has an owl in the name. Hearing Daichi's thought, Kenma's eyes lit up. The piece of the puzzle finally fell into place. He snitched both photos, staring at them intently. That's right, Bokuto is an owl. You too, Kenma? Akashi. They're being mean. They're just trying to prove their point. Let Kozume-san talk. Well, thanks for that information. We didn't notice. Anything else? Hush, Tora. Let me speak. So, Bokuto is an owl. And an owl is marked in the first picture that I had in my letter. And Bokuto received the second letter. Yes, Haikyuu. Do you know where I'm going with it? There must be a clue in the second picture to find the next location with the third letter. Exactly. So, now, power up every brain cell you have and start searching. It didn't take long for Akashi to find the second faded red mark. He pointed at a bunch of trees in the picture. Did this place have a special meaning, Bokuto-san? No, Akashi. Not that I'm aware of. And what about that swing? What swing, Tsuki? I don't see any. Here, Bokuto-san. There is a swing between the trees. I thought it was just some fleck on the photo. Me too, Tora. Nonetheless, does it remind you of something? Some place, or event that you experienced with Kuroo? Kenma, with hope, expected at least some type of answer, but all he got were shaking heads and loud no's. Does it need to be a certain place around the hometown? Or a forest, park, or playground? A swing can be everywhere. I think it can be anywhere, Kai. That's the problem. We don't have more precise information. So, it puts us at a dead end. Again. A park. Huh? Lef. Did you say something? Yaku turned to the titan behind him, seeing something unfamiliar. Lef was white as a sheet. His emerald eyes, always full of life, were dim. The lifeless gaze, aiming at emptiness, terrified Yaku. Who was this person? Where had the cheerful boy disappeared? He gulped, gently reaching out for Lef, hoping that he would bring him back. Oi, talk to me. The sensation from the tender touch flowed through Lef's body, bringing him to life again. And the dullness turned into sadness and guilt. He couldn't even look at Yaku, knowing that what he was going to say would make him worry even more. Well. I probably know where the third letter is, but, we will need to travel a little bit. It was like listening to a stranger. The voice, ringing in Yaku's head, was quiet and deep, slightly clouded by other emotions. But nothing resembled the bubbly boy. He gripped Lef's sleeve as if he should disappear any minute, not moving an inch from him. Seeing the situation, Kai took the initiative immediately and turned towards the gym, ready to inform the coach. I'll go explain the situation. You guys should go ahead. Let me go with you, Nobuyuki. Thanks, Sawamura. Oh, and Bokuto. We're going to talk with your coach too. So, you don't need to worry. Thank you, Kai, Sawamura. As the two of them left, the attention once again shifted to Lef. So Lef, where should we go? You know the Inokashira Park, Kenma-san. I roughly know where it is, but I have never been there. That's the place. Yeah. Kuroo-san took me there once. I figured out that he spent a lot of time there. It's one of his favorite places. He said that it's perfect for sorting thoughts. Kenma glared at Tsukishima, then at Lef. Why did Kuroo never mention this to him? Why them? What caused him to open up to these two, but not to his childhood friend? Too many questions and no answers. Folding his hands, he huffed, looking suspiciously at them. You two sure know a lot. You didn't know that, Kenma. No, Bokuto. Isn't that strange? It is. We are supposed to be his best friends. We should know a lot more. Especially you. The guilt was eating Tsukishima alive. He didn't know back then how important the thoughts that Kuroo shared with him were. Or how deep Kuroo's trust in him was. But he wanted to forget everything. Kept his distance from Kuroo. And now he regretted it. Every single decision. He wanted to share more, but he was unable to utter a single word. The voice was completely gone. Yaku, pulling himself together in the meantime, saw these two heartbroken faces and decided to step in. That doesn't matter now. We should hurry to find another clue. What if he's planning to flee? Yaku-san is right. Lef, lead the way. Fine, Yamamoto-san. Let's go. The group moved to the closest train station to travel through the city. On the way, nobody said a word. The atmosphere was so heavy that it could be cut with a knife. And every minute felt like an hour. The fear of what they could find there filled their minds. But when the group reached the park, Lef stopped right before the entrance, refusing to continue. Face to face, he stood before an invisible barrier, unable to cross it. The path before him looked so intimidating that he wanted to turn back and run away. Suddenly, the cold autumn wind was at his back, encouraging him to take the first step. And in the distance, it seemed like there was Kuroo, waiting for him with a smile, reaching out to him. Like back then. Taking a deep breath, his legs finally moved forward. The group was following him like ducklings following their mother. They crossed many curved paths, bridges, and stone steps before they arrived on the small hill. And in front of their eyes spread out a forested place, just like the one in the photo. In between two trees, dressed in autumn colors, was a swing, dancing in the rhythm of the whistling wind. This place feels so calm. No wonder Kuroo-san likes going up here. Calm and too quiet for my liking. Akashi. I would never have guessed that this is his favorite spot. This isn't like him. If you think this place doesn't resemble Kuroo-san, then you wouldn't recognize him at all at that time. Bokuto-san. Left stood there like a majestic statue, his back facing them, the cold breeze playing with his silver strands. His voice sounded abnormally deep, making him look much older. Yaku was in awe. He had never seen this side of Lef. He was like a warrior, seeking justice for his friend. And as a few leaves fell from the trees, he moved off towards the swing, searching for another clue. Sadness, admiration, and worry. These emotions were mingling inside Yaku's heart. What happened to the joyful boy that he thought he knew so well? In his place, there was suddenly a man with a hardship hearable in his voice. The urge to hug him and let all the bad things disappear was stronger and stronger. Only to have his smile back. I found it. They surrounded Lef in an instant, anticipating new information. He held a letter with the initials HL. It was obvious who it was meant for. Can you do it, Lef? Yeah, I can do it, Kenma-san. Lef slowly tore the upper piece of the envelope and looked inside. The expression on his face was enough for the others to understand. He pulled out the card and the photo, spreading them out in front of everyone. Reason number 3, because I wasn't able to help. What kind of puzzle is it this time? There should be another hidden meaning in this sentence. Right? This can't be its true meaning. Calm down, Bokuto-san. We'll find out what he is trying to tell us. There's no way Kuroo-san wasn't able to help someone. He always helps everyone with everything. And what's with the photo? Who would take a picture of shoes? These are Kuroo's sneakers, Tora. His favorite. For long runs and walks. Let me look at the photo closely. Maybe I can recognize the other two. Can I look too, Kenma? Maybe I can find another red mark on it. Sure, Sugawara. Go ahead. As the little group tried to search for clues that would lead them closer to Kuroo, there was one person whose heart knew that the answers were right next to him. But he was unable to say anything. His body, like chained to the ground, didn't want to turn and see the scary picture that was circling in his mind. Still, curiosity overcame him, and he turned. And the picture became real. There he was, standing like a gentle statue. The pale skin and dim eyes, without a single spark of life, contrasted with the subtle, sad smile. He was looking at the cards, quietly. And as he felt the gaze on his skin, Lef turned, only to meet the walnut brown eyes, full of concern and questions. There was no need to say it with words. Lef knew what was on Yaku's mind only from his expression. He closed his eyes as he turned his back to him, making his way to the swing. Yaku wanted to stop him, but his body couldn't move. He wanted to shout at him, but he was speechless. His eyes suddenly started to water as he watched Lef calmly observing the swing. His slim fingers touched almost every part of it like he wanted to recall every memory of that day. It was a gentle touch, appreciating everything that happened. And as he sat on the swing, the smile on his face widened. But it wasn't a happy smile. It was hiding something deeper. The other shoes. These are mine. The sudden response made the loud circle quiet. What? Yours? Why didn't you say so sooner? We didn't need to waste so much time debating. I'm sorry, Yamamoto-san. I couldn't get myself to talk about it. That's understandable, Lef. Everyone needs their time when it comes to sensitive themes. You don't need to be sorry. Thank you, Akashi-san. So, you know exactly when this photo was taken? Yeah. Lef couldn't bear Bokuto's piercing look, so he turned to the other side, looking at the astonishing view of the garden, wearing the autumn coat. It was like when he and Kuroo were sitting here. But that day, it was Kuroo who was looking into the distance, calm and collected, offering a safe space for Lef. How could he miss the subtle hints of his troubles? They seemed so real now, so vivid. He gripped his teeth, angry at himself. He could have prevented this if he had been more perceptive. Seeing the distress on Lef's face, Yaku found his voice again and spoke to him. Lef. What happened that time? It was such a tender voice. The care and worry in it made Lef teary-eyed. He was scared to let it all out, but now, when he found out that there was someone who cared not only about Kuroo, but about him too, he got back the courage to tell them the whole story. It was at the beginning of July when he took me here.
Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions, requests, or anything to make these videos better for you, don't hesitate to comment down below. Bye bye, minasan.